Good evening and welcome to Match of the Day for two games from the Cannon League Second Division. You'll know that the weather played havoc with the fixtures today, but despite that, in a wintry setting at two northern locations, there was no lack of good action. There was no shortage either of keen young supporters enjoying a football day out with their dads. That's something a lot of people tell us is impossible these days. Well, young and old got good value for money, first at Main Road for Manchester City against Carlisle.
Here's Bishop, beaten by Baker, and 3 up with him for City. And they're testing the goalkeeper, who made a good save there from Baker.
Then at Oakwell, Barnsley versus Portsmouth.
Law took his time. Less than there for Golak. Oh, and a fine save by Knight from Campbell.
David Icke journeyed to Brighton and came back with a goal, which we'll show you later, and today's news.
Only two First Division matches played today. Manchester United dropped 2 points at Newcastle with a late goal from Peter Beardsley, the man that Ron Atkinson allowed to leave Old Trafford 2 years ago. But some brighter news for Ron. His skipper Brian Robson has set an earlier date for his return from injury. Nottingham Forest won the other First Division game against Queen's Park Rangers.
Well, let's go first to Main Road, where despite freezing conditions, the pitch is a perfect one on which to pursue promotion hopes. But the first twist of fate concerned one of City's opponents. Your commentator is John Motson.
What a big day for Carlisle goalkeeper John Blott. 2 weeks short of his 20th birthday, he makes his league debut against Manchester City, the club who gave him a free transfer at the end of last season. He was on the dole when Carlisle came along and gave him a monthly contract. Blott plays because David McKellar broke a finger in Tuesday's defeat at Brighton, and Bob Stokoe, in his 24th season since becoming a Football League manager, has to make other changes. Mike McCartney pushes into midfield because Mick Halsall starts a 2-match suspension, so David Rushbury, the number 11, will play left back, and number 10, Ian Bishop, passed a fitness test just before the start. But the City manager, Billy McNeil, is happy to announce an unchanged side. They've won 4 and drawn 2 of their last 6 league games, and he believes the key to promotion could be the form of Steve Kinsey, who's been playing well but hasn't scored since the end of November. Ken Baker of rugby, the man in charge. And it's Carlisle in all red who start this second division match, with Manchester City locked on 49 points with 3 other promotion challengers, knowing that a home win here could maintain the impetus as they try to get back to the First Division. Wearing their sky blue, and that's Baker who's fouled. The pitch in perfect condition, but then when isn't it at Main Road? Andy May with the free kick. That was McCartney for Carlisle, and it's May again. Forward by McNaught. Away by Ashurst. Then by Rushbury. Andy Hill. Here's Paul Power. Smith, back again to Power. Kinsey is in the middle, Melrose trying to get there, and City force the first corner. Power to take it. Half out by Ashurst. Phillips, oh, tremendous goal! David Phillips, yet again. His 3rd cracker in a matter of a fortnight, and poor John Blott. What a way to start your league career. He could do nothing about that. The 2nd minute, and David Phillips, winner of the goal of the month for his goal here against Wimbledon. Another beauty at Crystal Palace last week, and now today, a thunderous shot. A marvellous goal. And that's got the Main Road crowd in the best possible mood here at the start. Carlisle have a free kick now with Ashurst. Away by May. Bishop's making a run forward, number 10. McCarthy played for the Republic of Ireland during the week. Haig. Away by May. McCourtry's header. Here's Bishop, beaten by Baker, and 3 up with him for City. And they're testing the goalkeeper, who made a good save there from Baker. Blocked down to his left to turn it out. Smith has gone in almost on the goal line here with Kinsey. The others coming from deeper. And Ken McNaught gets up with the header. That's Bishop. It's May. Little flick from Melrose, but this is Hill. And shoulder to Poskett. Four coming from the right for Carlisle here. Bishop's just inside in a good position, number 10. And he was looking there for O'Riordan, but he might have shot himself. O'Riordan was to the right. Bishop preferred to pass. Shoulder. Haig. Good play. And Poskett! 1 each. McCartney and the goalkeeper left looking at each other, wondering who should have taken responsibility. But it was a good piece of play on the right by the fullback Paul Haig. He got round his man on the outside, a deep cross, and Malcolm Poskett, an accomplished striker in those positions, had no difficulty putting it away. 9 minutes gone and 1-1. Bold reply by Carlisle after the early shot. Poskett was top scorer last season with 19 goals, and he's top scorer again this season, although it's only his 6th this time. Here's Haig. Well played by O'Riordan for Carlisle. They've got Hill and Poskett waiting in the centre, shoulder on the wing. And Hill is there, Poskett's there, and it came at him too quickly. It was shoulders cross. I think Andy Hill may have got a touch on it, and that made it hard for Poskett, who took it as he had to, very quickly indeed, and put it over the top. Still, it was a good move by Carlisle, and unless City get this left flank sorted out in their defence, they're going to be in difficulties again. Bob Stokoe, always completely involved in every game. A marvellous figure, 24 years in the management game. Baker. Wilson. No penalty. And interesting that Ken Baker took his time to make that decision. McCourtry was the defender. His foot appeared to make a bit of contact with Wilson, but how much intent there was and whether Wilson had actually still got possession, maybe the referee took that into account. Oh, Andy Hill, a nice turn past Ken McNaught, and Poskett's unmarked in the centre, and Power got half a foot to it to put him off. Here's O'Riordan. And Wilson with a chance to get the ball moving for City. Shoulder. Forward by Bishop. Free kick. McCarthy on Hill, who a moment ago, Andy Hill, turned the defence and Poskett looked quite capable of scoring his second. Indeed, with a bit more luck, he might have had a hat-trick. And he's in there now, waiting for this free kick, this Poskett, which Bishop will take in the last minute of the half. Short to McCartney, and now it's O'Riordan. And Hill with the header. McCarthy, and this is May. Oh, so much promise, but not much delivery when it comes to the final touch by Manchester City in this first half. Significant, perhaps, that the goal came from so far out, because inside the penalty area they haven't done that much, and the fans must be asking themselves whether any player has scored 3 better goals in successive matches than David Phillips has now achieved. The last home game against Wimbledon, at Palace last week, and again today with that blockbuster, only for it to be cancelled out by Malcolm Poskett, who could then have gone on and got a hat-trick. Carlisle playing well to stay level at half-time. Well, City's next 3 away matches are scheduled at Birmingham, Blackburn and Oxford, so there's going to be some testing weeks ahead for them in this promotion race. And they may well be pleased to have got their fixtures up to date at times when other clubs have not been playing owing to the weather. But what they must do, of course, is to ensure that they win the home games. This one stands all square at the start of the second half. It's very cold in the north today. It's bitter, actually, hence the number of hats and caps around. Wilson to Baker. Through to Kinsey. Phillips over on the right, but McCautry with the challenge. Things still not running for Kinsey in front of goal. Here's May. That's a corner. McCarthy up, off the line by Haig. Well, that was a vital clearance by the right back on the left-hand post, because McCarthy met the corner with his head. It had beaten the goalkeeper, but that's what fullbacks are doing on the line. A good clearance by Paul Haig. Melrose. And McCarthy in the attack again. Oh, and a chance for Kinsey, and it came off Ashurst. Been an unlucky week for Mick McCarthy. He broke a bone in his wrist playing for the Republic of Ireland on Tuesday night, hence the protective plaster, and now he's gone down nursing a leg injury. So Billy McNeil with spot of trouble here. They're having to take McCarthy off for treatment. So City will be down to 10 men. Bishop. Shoulder through the middle, and it was Wilson who went back. Free kick. Melrose was fouled by McCautry. McNaught takes the kick. City still down to 10 men at this stage. And indeed, Nicky Reed is getting ready. Wilson. Here's Smith. It was on for the shot, and it might be for Melrose. Or for Baker. Well, Baker today playing his 200th league match. His career at Southampton and Manchester City. And on the day when Phillips in his 100th league appearance has already scored, Baker wasn't too far away himself there. Meantime, Nicky Reed, who conveniently for City is a central defender and played ever so well there for them in the Centenary Cup final against Spurs, comes on in place of the injured Mick McCarthy, who is being led off. Ashurst. Smith. Melrose. Now it needs to move quickly here, but Ashurst across. Melrose. And he battled on there, made his own luck. To the right, Andy May. Bounced awkwardly, and the goalkeeper, Plot, did well to turn that round. It was a difficult bounce for him, really, from Andy May. And had he not pushed that round, Baker was following up to score. Phillips with the corner. Melrose. I have to say that the killer instinct is still lacking for City in the penalty area, or around it. Bishop. Here's Rushbury. O'Riordan. Andy Hill. Posket's cross, Bishop! And they're in front. Ian Bishop scores from Malcolm Posket's cross, and Carlisle United take the lead. And the story of that goal in the 57th minute is that Bishop very nearly didn't play. Posket, the scorer of the first goal, makes this one, teasing Andy May, got the cross in, and Bishop scored with a header. Bob Stokoe delighted, because Bishop only just passed a fitness test minutes before he had to announce the team. And how glad they must be now that he made it. City 2-1 down. Powers cross. Melrose. Oh, it didn't run. Away by shoulder. Well, City have had so much of the play, but haven't made anything of it. And all credit to Carlisle for making the most of what they've had. Shoulder finding a good position again. And there are three waiting in the centre. Posket! Oh, and Hill was so close to the third. And the shot from Rushbury. Well, an hour gone, and these City supporters see their side go 2-1 down. Melrose, nice turn. Wilson inside. Three ahead of him. And he went alone. And it's dropped beautifully here for Carlisle and for Posket in particular. Hill is the only player in the centre for him. Shoulder on the far side now. It's Posket. Hill! Oh, off the line by Andy May. If only Hill had got some weight on that, it was 3-1. But Posket, again the provider. He held it up as long as he could to wait for support. He got his cross in. Andy Hill got a foot to the ball. but there was no power in it, and Andy May just pushed it off the line. Smith, Melrose, and now Kinsey. Great chance. Not taken. He's going through a barren spell in front of goal. Crowd of over 21,000 on a bitterly cold afternoon here at Main Road. And here's Malcolm Poskett, and they're streaming forward again here, Carlisle. And he's gone round the substitute, and he pulls this back. Goal kick. Well, there were 3 Carlisle players waiting there for what would have virtually been a tap-in to make it 3-1. Here's Wilson for City, though, who are seeking to make it 2-2 instead. Andy May. Shoulder. He's got Rushbury to his left. Poskett a long way away on this side. It's his shoulder. It's his cross. And O'Riordan's coming in. And Poskett! Yes! 3-1. Poskett again from O'Riordan's pass. And Carlisle have gone 2 goals clear. O'Riordan did well to retrieve the cross. Poskett did even better to hook it in from there. And it has to be said too that Carlisle were within a whisker of making it 3-1 on 2 previous occasions. Can't deny them their lead. Power into Wilson. Baker. And here's Phillips. Melrose up. So was Rushbury. Shoulder. And here's Poskett again. Here's Baker. Well, a serious blow to the promotion hopes of Manchester City, but Malcolm Poskett, the man of the match. Bob Stokoe's team thoroughly worth their victory. A fine performance. Poskett scored 2 and made 1, and Carlisle, who exist on gates of some 4,500, come to a big city ground and take the 3 points. Manchester City, well below promotion form, made it harder for themselves after a flying start, but the young goalkeeper there, who made his debut against the club that let him go, thoroughly delighted to be on the winning side. A nice day for him and for Carlisle.
Indeed, it was a spirited performance from lowly Carlisle, but perhaps not so surprising with Bob Stokoe as manager. And those well-earned 3 points will help them ease relegation tensions, but will do nothing for City's confidence on the promotion trail. I feel they suffer, if it's possible, from too much precision. City's football is neat and tidy, like the ground, and good to watch, but lacks a touch of rugged power and an ounce of uncertainty, strange as that may sound. Put it another way, I think a big fellow somewhere up front will keep them in the race with a chance.
The multi-award-winning Mazda 6. Now that's zoom zoom.
This place just doesn't suit my life.
It is your life that doesn't suit this place.
You can't think of why I stopped coming down here.
It's intoxicating.
Now, what's it to be? The money or your life?
A good year.
Cheers, thanks, mate.
Hey guys, need a ride? I'm sorry guys, I can't take you all the way. Oh no, we're out of gas. Looks like we're here for the night. Well, let's get you two out of those wet clothes.
Problem toilets, sluggish drains, hard to shift stains. Introducing Sillet Bang Universal Stain and Drain. Toilets like this don't even need scrubbing. Floors are hygienically clean and everyday cleaning is a doddle. It even helps clear drains and your bathroom is always hygienic. Bang! And the dirt is gone.
Heat getting to you, Joe?
No heartburn. I rushed lunch.
Try these. Gaviscon Cool.
Gaviscon Cool brings you ultra-cool heartburn relief you can actually feel working.
That is cool. I can really feel it. What a feeling!
Gaviscon Cool. What a feeling.
Adidas creates a new generation of deodorants. Action-free. Its active absorbent complex works like a sweatband to absorb perspiration. Action-3, the first absorbent antiperspirant deo spray with its unique technology. Action-3 helps you stay fresh and dry. Action-3, our most advanced sweat control ever from Adidas.
They say the best things in life are free. Sure. I think they mean bird song, rainbows, and stuff. Thanks. But sometimes it's the free things in life that are best.
It's nice to get something for nothing. So BT are offering free UK evening and weekend calls for a year. Call 0800 200 700.
This is the season we are tested and do not fail. This is the season we finish what we start. This is the season it happens. This is the season.
EA Sports, it's in the game.
Oh yeah, love is a man with a big girth, go be fair. Love is an all-American college girl who like to feel British, you know what I'm saying? Love is spending your money on champagne, girls, and fast cars, and just squandering the rest. Who do you love? 50 greatest sportsmen we'd love to love. Sunday at 9 on the ESPN Classic is a beautiful thing.
Well, just behind the front runners in the division, you'll find clubs like Barnsley and Portsmouth with ground to make up and searching for a run of good results to close the gap. And as we join commentator Barry Davies, we may get some indication if either team has what it takes as they battle it out in the snow.
It's a bit late for Christmas cards, but South Yorkshire certainly offers a picturesque winter scene. But for all the snow and freezing temperatures, the match here at Oakwell was never in serious threat. And the reason for that, so lush is the grass underneath its white overcoat. The Barnsley lineup shows the recall after suspension of Paul Futcher, so the twins are together again. Nicky Law moves to left back. They're a side with the best defensive record in the whole of the Cannon League, and they've lost just once in 24 cup and league games. By contrast, Portsmouth haven't won since Christmas. They include two men who are on loan to them, Ivan Golak from Southampton and Kevin O'Callaghan from Ipswich. And struggling for goals in recent matches, they give a first chance to Dave Bamber, who was signed from Walsall in November. And there's a familiar face in the number 4 shirt, the former England captain, Jerry Francis. Alan Ball giving him a chance to rescue a career so impeded by injuries. The teams are divided by just 3 points. Just behind the promotion quartet, Barnsley in 7th place. 10 points behind that quartet, Portsmouth in 5th place. Obviously 7 points behind. It's Ivan Golak. And the first touch, where he didn't really make it from Bamber, marked by Futcher. And here's the other Futcher, Ron, who is just the older of the two twins. He arrived in as well, just ahead of his brother Paul. Early touch for the goalkeeper. Not wanting to get a feel of the ball.
That's Billy Gilbert. Ian Gilbert persuades him it would be a good idea to get a feel of what is obviously a brown ball on a snowy pitch. Well, that's warmed up the referee from Billy Rodson. Gilbert. Sharp to hold, which he does. Golak, just a bit too much pace as it landed, which fooled Scott McGarvey. The referee, who's already made an imprint, which he knew nothing about, is Mr. Ken Redfern. In fact, he's the director of Whitley Bay Football Club. Wilde and Gilbert having already a physical contest. Quick turn too by Gilbert. Callahan, McGarvey. Beautifully played. Sudden change in pace, took him past Joyce. And the goalkeeper at full stretch, Golak. Really a player of his experience. Should have taken rather more time. He had more time, but he flashed at the ball after Baker had rather struggled. It was a good piece of play by the Ipswich player here on loan to Portsmouth, Kevin O'Callaghan. Snow flurries blowing around the ground. And here's McGarvey. Oh dear, what an opportunity wasted. But absolutely clear as the ball flicked off Goodison. Failed to make Baker make a save. Thomas, Campbell, good pace. Gilbert across, timed it to perfection. Wilde. Forwards having moments at least when they're getting the better of defenders. Law's cross, leg away, Knight looking very unhappy. Law took his time. Less than there for Golak. Oh, and a fine save by Knight from Campbell. Suddenly there was a gap there, and Campbell hit that very hard indeed. And Knight covered to his right by his right-hand post. First save of the match, and the match is certainly improving. Struggling there, Wilde blocked on the line by Golak. Law's shot. Moving forward with O'Callaghan just behind those three on the left side. Gilbert. Joe Joyce, the skipper. For a long one. Checking where the hoarding is from that side. Come to be out under no pressure at all by Gwyn Thomas. Now in. Butcher. Stab at it by Hardiman, which had to be very carefully watched. Quite clearly from that expression, it was just one of those things which didn't have any real intent. About a corner. Oh, and it's gone in, a combination of two players on the near post, Butcher and Law. And I think it will go down as an own goal. Certainly a very untidy one. But Portsmouth have the lead. As we move into the last minute of the first half. Hardiman, who started all the pressure with the up and under, which got the corner. Bamber underneath it again. Callahan. Joyce, Billy Ronson, Gilbert, and it's not quite cleared the roof. The referee has the first check of the watch. Corner won by Owen. Just about the time to take it. Outside the 6-yard box, 3 inside it. One by Bamber. Owen once more, can change the angle. On by Law. Solidly there was Blake. And an untidy goal, but they all count. One goal divides the teams in Portsmouth's favour. Bamber was the Portsmouth player involved, but it seemed to me that Paul Futcher and Ian Law on the near post made a nonsense of it between the two of them. Half-time score, who actually put the ball in, is 1-0 to Portsmouth. Barnsley, very much a go-ahead club. The stand that we're looking at, specially designed for disabled people. It can hold 53 and also 12 people who are sightless and who are given sound commentary from hospital radio. So away go Barnsley, trying to repair the damage, attacking the goal to our right. Predictably, Dave Bamber is claiming the goal. And having claimed it, that will be his first for Portsmouth in the senior team. Scored for the reserves in the week. Free kick against Bamber. Just bundled straight into Futcher. Owen. O'Callaghan pinched it well. Francis. McGarvey. Bamber is in the middle. Hilaire! And he just couldn't keep it down. Really coming up very high, and he just couldn't get sufficiently over the top of the ball. Quite a nice attack on the left side. Free kick, and the challenge Callahan was certainly not a good one. The second half gone. Apart from one break by Portsmouth, it's been nearly all pressure from Barnsley, and Winston Campbell capitalises on that pressure to make it one apiece. Really finely driven shot, hardly came up off the snow and beat the despairing right hand of Alan Knight. Reserved on the pressure, and it's got the crowd a little warmer. Chase by Owen, but he really had no chance of doing any more than that, but he's got his corner. Futcher up on the far edge of the 6-yard area. 2 attempts, but he was following it all the way through. Bamba's 3rd goal of the current campaign. On by Bamba. Free kick against Ronson for the trip on Mugabe. Bamba and Futja. Thomas, Wild. Gilbert again, timing his movement to great effect. Portsmouth to make the substitution, and Vince Hilaire is the player replaced. In his place, Mick Tate as a substitute for the 2nd week running. Too strong, I think, for Owen. He was offside anyway. Ball hanging a bit. Ron Futja. Owen. Jerry Francis. Wild. Yes! And that's what the locals feel about it. It was almost a dummy take on the shot. Then the spin. And the ball going in off the right-hand post and across into the other corner. So Wild's 2nd goal since he came here from Sunderland in December. And the crowd's reaction in keeping with the scorer's name. He's all smiles, that's for sure. Blake and Wild underneath it. Blake judged it the better. Bamba. Callahan. He's intended to go to Francis. He's intended for Golak. Hardiman. Feel for offside, but it never was. Goodison. Wild. Owen has gone further down the touchline. Butcher coming across. Owen again. And blocked on the line. The sting had been taken out of the shot by Jerry Francis. And Butcher waited in vain. Just some good play by Owen. Chorus of We Love You Barnsley, and the top teams all have to come here. Indeed, they play Oxford twice, they play Manchester City here, they play Birmingham here. Callahan with footwork. Golak. Bamba. Really need his height forward. Gets it across, nobody there. Hardiman. Through playing the time for a few lectures and a couple of injuries. Golak. Some pretty cold nerve endings from the home supporters. Callahan. Blake off the crossbar. Blake again. Yes. 2 apiece. And what they did in the first half, they've done in the second. Portsmouth goal beating the referee's whistle. And the points now surely are divided. Blake's 2nd of the season, the ball coming back from his head off the crossbar, but in with his right foot. Well, it'll be interesting to see how much longer the referee adds on. Stoppage time. Campbell. Barnsley through. And an offside flag. And that, indeed, is the last kick of the match. The points are shared, 2 goals each. It seemed that Roger Wilde had won the match for Barnsley, but Noel Blake had other ideas, scoring in the final seconds of the time that the referee had allowed for stoppages. So 2 teams who had hopes of being involved in the promotion battle have to settle for a share of the spoils on a bitterly cold, snowy afternoon.
And a lot of energy and enthusiasm went into that 90 minutes in the wintry gale. No doubt appreciated by the enthusiast who'd brave those conditions to go to watch. But a point apiece will do no more than keep Barnsley and Portsmouth on the fringe of the promotion hunters. Neither team are yet wallflowers, but they'll have to get their party piece going soon if they're going to be celebrating in May. David.
Well, just 19 matches survived the weather in England today, and only 2 of them in the First Division at Newcastle and Nottingham Forest. Kevin Moran gave Manchester United the lead with a header at Newcastle right on half-time, but Peter Beardsley, the former United player, equalised minutes from the end. Better news for United of skipper Brian Robson. He's so pleased with his progress after dislocating his shoulder a month ago that he expects to be back within a fortnight. In the other match, Johnny Method made the first Nottingham Forest goal for Steve Hodge after 79 minutes against Queen's Park Rangers, and then scored the second one himself in the 2-0 win. Well, all that leaves the First Division table. Little change, with United missing the chance to make up 3 points on the 2 leaders, and instead they've reduced the lead by just the 1. So Everton still lead by 4 points from Spurs, while Forest go above Liverpool and into 7th place. Well, most of the top teams in the second division played today, despite the weather, and in fact only Oxford and Birmingham of those clubs missed out. Blackburn went 3 points clear with a 2-1 win over Fulham. Jimmy Quinn and Chris Thompson got the goals, and as we've seen, Manchester City lost while Portsmouth drew. Leeds also drew, this time 0-0 at home to Grimsby, and they're joined on 42 points by Brighton after their home win over the bottom club, Cardiff. Now, the game may have beaten the weather at the Goldstone ground, but the conditions were extremely difficult, and scrambles rather than skill were the story of the match. This one led to a corner on the hour, and the crowd of 7,500 were about to see the game's only goal. A fierce volley from fullback Chris Hutchings, and Brighton have now lost only 1 of their last 11 league matches. Well, also from Brighton today comes the sad news that goalkeeper Joe Corrigan has been forced to retire from football after an operation to remove a disc from his neck. Joe, who's 36, played more than 500 league matches, most of them with Manchester City, and won 9 caps for England. He's recently been on loan to Stoke. In the third division, Bradford's match was postponed, but they still lead by 8 points. Hull, 2-0 winners over Burnley, move into second place, and Millwall went up from 6th to 4th with a 1-0 win at Wigan. Gillingham's match was also off. Bournemouth lost 3-0 at Doncaster and dropped 2 places. But York City, at home to Liverpool in the Cup next week, warmed up very well indeed with a 4-0 win at Cambridge. There were only 3 matches on in the 4th division, and one of them saw the leaders Bury go 4 points clear despite only drawing 2-2 at home to Exeter. Peterborough move up from 6th to 3rd with their win at Hartlepool. In the Scottish Premier Division, Aberdeen increased their lead to 9 points, even though they could only draw at home to Hearts. Celtic couldn't take advantage. They lost 2-0 at Dundee, while Rangers and Dundee United drew 0-0.
Well, that's it for tonight, as Malcolm Poskett this afternoon accepted David Phillips' remarkable opening goal as a challenge and went on to show just who was the man of the match. Good night.
Half out by Ashurst. Phillips. Oh, tremendous goal! David Phillips, yet again. Shoulder. Haig. Good play. And Poskett. 1 inch. Here's Haig. Well played by O'Riordan for Carlisle. They've got Hill and Poskett waiting in the centre, shoulder on the wing. And Hill is there, Poskett's there, and it came at him too quickly. Andy Hill. Poskett's cross, Bishop! And they're in front. Shoulder finding a good position again. And there are 3 waiting in the centre. Poskett! Oh, and Hill was so close to the 3rd. And the shot from Rushbury. It's his shoulder. It's his cross. And O'Riordan's coming in. And Poskett! Yes!